Get ready for the show, it's about to begin. Pro fan talk where we dive right in. Sports talk, hot takes, ain't nothing we lack. We the real fans, nothing holding us back. Mic check, 1, 2, y'all know the drill. We bringing the energy, we keep it real. Touchdowns on liquid air, on the slam dunks on the court. Every sport, every game, we holding down the fort. We breaking down the plays, dissecting the stats. Pro fan talk, we keeping it fat. Debating with passion, no filter, no doubt. We the voice of the fans, we scream and we shout.
What's going on, y'all? It has been a very odd day, Monday. With all of this news coming out about Dewanna Bonner taking her flag, her banner off the rafters. If you didn't think something was going on, when they take your banner down, because that's promotion, because there's somebody in Indianapolis or there's somebody that is a fan of Dewanna Bonner. So it serves no purpose to take the banner down. When the banner comes down, that means something, because that is the team acknowledging that you are no longer a part of the organization. Come on up to the office, bring your playbook. Now, I saw the stuff where she wiped her, I guess, Instagram clean. I guess that's the way athletes do it now when they want to show displeasure with a team or let them know they're leaving. They scrub their social media of everything related to the team. And that's what I don't understand. From what I know, Indiana didn't do her wrong. It's interesting. I have not heard anything or anyone ask Alyssa Thomas about the situation. Because if it is Carlos, like you say, she want to be with her wife, Alyssa Thomas, she's down in Phoenix doing the damn thing. Phoenix is playing pretty good right now. But it's not like Indiana did her wrong or played like she was getting good minutes. I don't think she deserved them. They helped her get her record. Very similar. I think I've told this story before. When I was with the Eagles in '93, later in the season, we signed James Lofton. James Lofton was, I think, with the Buffalo Bills for a lot of years. Ended up going into the Hall of Fame. He signed with the Eagles, broke some NFL record, and he was in and out. Then he retired. So he just wanted to come in, get a couple catches, do what he had to do, break that record, and he was gone. I don't remember him being with the team by the end of the year. He may have been, I can't remember. But in any case, he just signed with the Eagles so he could get a couple catches, break that record. He was out. Name in the record books. Now he a gold jacket. And I say that because did she sign with Indiana just so she could break her record and then she was out? I don't know. Most of the time in situations like this, most people, not all, because it does happen from time to time, most people don't just up and walk away, especially when you're on a decent to good team. They're not a good team yet. Indiana's not a good team yet. And guess what? They can win without Dewanna Bonner. Let's get that out the way first. They don't need Dewanna Bonner. I would stake my claim with Natasha Howard and Damaris Dantas in there. I know it's going to suck that Damaris is going to Brazil to play in the tournament over there. Her and Camila Cardoso will be over there, but we can win without Dewanna Bonner. I think her days as a formidable offensive threat are done. She hit a couple threes. She played decent offense. She's not a very good defender because she's too light. She's twigs. She is a tall, thin, model-built woman. Not too much meat on her at all. And when she comes up against somebody that gets some strength, she got no power down there. She got range and she got length and she can move pretty well, but she light in the ass. Somebody's gonna bump her around. Aaliyah can bump her around. Asia can bump her around. You look at all of the bigs, Tierra McGowan. You look at Brianna Jones, Jonquel Jones. All of them bigs, Stephanie Dolson. They're gonna knock her all over the place. But that's neither here nor there now, because at the end of the day, we trying to figure out why she leave, why she quit, why she walk away. And again, I've seen people scrub their stuff on social media and then be back with the team. Look at all the stuff that went down with Rickea Jackson. Everybody just knew what was going on with Rickea. She was pregnant and she needed a mental health break and this, that, and the other. And everybody was wrong. Everybody was wrong. I look back on the on that episode of Ted Lasso when Roy Kent had to get a press conference and he was like, as to why he did it, that's none of your fucking business. I don't know what's going on with her. But usually in situations like this, when a star player, and I count Dewanna Bonner as a star, not necessarily based on the way she's playing, but based on everybody knows who she is. She'll probably be a WNBA Hall of Famer before it's all said and done. And she's been in the league for a long time. So everybody knows her name. She was a big get for Indiana, a big signing. And for her to just walk away, just scrub everything and just walk out the door. To me, that screams something personal. The buzzword of the day for the NBA and for all these other sports is everybody's taking personal days, mental health, and all of that type of stuff. And I'm like, what exactly does that mean? Because there's people dealing with mental health issues. And this type of stuff is small potatoes. That's just my opinion. It might be some serious stuff going on. It might be familial. It might be something going on with her spouse. Maybe they can't. Maybe look at what happened with Kelsey Plum. Her and Darren Waller. Now they on opposite ends of the country. They couldn't make it work. And I'm sure there's a lot more into it than that. I don't know for sure. That's just my guess. It could be the same way between Alyssa Thomas and Dewanna Bonner. And Dewanna Bonner don't want to deal with it. I don't know. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping it's not anything mental health or anything like that. Maybe she did just want to walk away. It's happened before. You got guys in the NFL that are retiring at 26, 27 years old now. They're taking their money and run. 15, 20 million in the bank. They're good. So I don't know. She's not trying to hang on so she can get a piece of this CBA deal coming. So that's not it. So everybody wants to know what it is. I don't know. Yeah, trade her for a younger, faster big. Who can we sign right now? Maybe if we would have waited a little bit, we could have got Lee Yuru before she went out. Before she went to Dallas. I like babyface Yuru. So I don't know what the issue is. Let me say it like that. I don't know what the issue is. I'm not guessing. I don't know if it's something going on between her and Alyssa Thomas, if things ain't right. I'm not even putting that out there. I'm just curious because I've seen in my experience, let me say it like this. In my experience at the professional level, I remember being in camp with the Eagles. There was a particular guy we had on the team. He was a wide receiver. He was a legacy. His name carries some weight. I'm not even gonna say who it was, but his name carries some weight because he was a legacy. And then one day, we get up, go down to practice. Yo, where's And his roommate. That's what happens when somebody missing. You ask the roommate because they'll tell you they either got cut or they don't know what happened. But his roommate was like, yeah, he missed his girl, so he took off. That's what we were told. I don't know if that was exactly what happened, but what did happen was he was one of the best rookie receivers in camp. It wasn't like he was being overlooked. Everybody liked him. Um, like I said, he was a legacy, so he did have the name with him, but he was playing well. It wasn't like everybody was giving him the long leash because of his name. No, he was balling. And it would have been my guess that he would have made the squad. But we go to practice one day and he just bolted, gone. And stuff like that happens all the time. What if Dewanna Bonner just hit the edge and just was like, you know what? I'm good. I done had enough. That's possible. That is possible. Um, what I don't like, and you see this a lot more now too, because everybody's on social media. What I don't like is um everybody sending cryptic messages. Why do you have to be cryptic? There is no need to be cryptic. If you gone, just say you gone. It'll save yourself a lot of headache. If you go step, stand on it. Don't You ain't gotta hide nothing. You grown woman. Whatever it is, you ain't gotta tell nobody nothing. But if you want to say you gone, and this is how stuff gets started, and this is the mistake, in my opinion, in this era of media, social media, and everything like that. This is the mistake that most professional athletes make. They don't want to say nothing. And the minute you don't say anything, you give carte blanche to any content creator, journalist, any media head on ESPN or Fox. You give carte blanche to them because that's when they can make it up. What they're going to do is they're going to take bits of information that they've heard, rumors, sources, all of that type of stuff. Yes, I'm still looking for sources. I ain't found them yet. But all of that stuff, they take bits of breadcrumbs from everywhere, and then they formulate their own story. And they'll probably be so far from the truth it's not even funny. But they do it anyways because that athlete, that person, will not give them a straight answer. They're being cryptic. They want to say it without saying it. You can't do that. Say what you got to say and be gone. People going to question you one way or the other. It doesn't matter. They're going to question you one way or the other. So I say, if they going to get you, you might as well make it worth your while. If they going to get you, let them get you on your terms where you can say, I didn't say that. Yeah, but you insinuated, I didn't say that. You insinuated. That's what you thought. I did not say that. You asked me a question and I answered it. But professional athletes get the ego and they want to be super private and they want to, all of that glory and fame that you get from playing the sport that you love comes at a cost. And a lot of people don't want to pay that cost. Or at least when it comes time to pay, you got something to say. Now you don't want to deal with it. How many times have veteran players in the WNBA told us, jammed it down our throats, how good the game is? And you know what? I agree. You were right. The WNBA has good basketball. The refs suck, but the basketball is legit. Arguably more legit than the NBA at this present moment. So to all of those players talking about how good the game is and getting support and all of that kind of stuff, you were right. The game is fire. However, comma, it comes at a cost. You mainstream now. So when Kelsey Plum is walking into practice and you got some dude asking her to sign a book with 30 different cards, you know what that's about. Don't act stupid. Well, low key, bro. Isn't that kind of creepy? Low key? Like, no. You know exactly what he's there for. Stop playing like you don't. If you don't want to sign an autograph, just say no and keep it moving. But everybody's trying to make a viral moment. He had the camera on. She could have easily walked away. Because again, they're going to talk about you one way or the other. So at least make it worth your while. If you don't want to sign an autograph, don't sign an autograph. You knew exactly what that dude was about. But you're not used to getting that type of attention. So what did you do? You acquiesced. You called him out because you said it was kind of creepy, low key. And then you went on ahead, I'll just sign one for you. Well, guess what he gonna do? He gonna flip that one and sell it online or whatever. That's what he wanted. You had the ball in your court and you chose to engage him. That's why I say a lot of the women in the WNBA, they don't understand how to handle the media. Everybody's just not going to stop. You're going to get them people that follow you after practice and all of that kind of stuff. Yes, it is a different dynamic because you're dealing with women and you watching women. So you men have a natural tendency to want to protect the women anyways. But don't walk into the situation with your eyes wide open. You see it coming, walk away. That's just my 2 cents. Yes, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but the core tenets are the same. You don't want to deal with it? Don't deal with it. If you don't want the drama, don't go to the play. It's that simple. You can walk away and you know what? People go, oh, Kelsey Plum thinks she too good, or Breanna Stewart thinks she too good, or insert your player. There's going to be a story. She didn't want to sign autographs. Somebody's going to catch one of these women out to dinner and, oh, she didn't want to talk to me. And they're going to make a big to-do about it. They're going to do it anyways. If you go sign an autograph, then they done disrupted your evening and disrupted your enjoyment. If you don't sign it, you done disrupted theirs and they're going to make a big deal about it. And all you got to say is, hey, I was having dinner with my family. I ain't feel like signing an autograph, so I didn't. And people still gonna bitch, but at least it's on your terms. And then in about less than 8 hours, it'll be another story that people talking about. Don't forget how fast this news cycle goes. Whatever people are on you for will be over and done in about an hour. So let me jump into some of these chats. I know people got some good questions. What's up, Carlos? Listen, Carlos, I don't believe that. I don't believe that her career was over. She could have made it to the end of the year. She could have made it to the end of the year easily. At least I think so, based on what I saw. Maybe she's dealing with something. I don't know. Trade Bonner for a younger, faster big. Who? Iron Balls. I will entertain any comment or question. However, come with a legitimate answer. I wish they could trade for or a younger, faster big. Who? Would they be apt to going out and getting Sedona Prince? Everybody else won't touch her. What's the court case say? What's the, is it worth asking the question? I don't know. But you better do something. Brandon says she's still following all the favorite players on Instagram for whatever it's worth. Yeah, I mean, clearly there's something going on, but I don't think everybody wants to jump to the conclusion. I done saw a lot of content today said the honeymoon for Stephanie White is over. And I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about? These people, I don't know, man. That's just me. That's just my brain, the way I'm wired. When Indiana got beat the other day by Las Vegas, that was not because of Stephanie White. That was because Caitlin Clark can't hit no threes. Kelsey Mitchell was struggling to make threes, and she finally had a coming out game where she was 3 for 6. That's why they losing. Caitlin Clark can't hit her threes. She's still getting to the bucket. She's still passing and getting the assists and doing all of that type of stuff. But her mainstay is the three. Nobody said Stephanie White was holding her back when she drilled 3 threes in 30 seconds. Nobody said anything about what Stephanie White was doing. The only difference is Caitlin Clark made the shots. That's the only difference. If she makes two more of those shots, if she's 3 out of 12 instead of 1 out of 12, it's a whole different conversation. Totally different conversation. but she just wasn't on. She did the same thing last year. She had a couple games where she just had duds. She's a shooter. She's a volume shooter. Kelsey Mitchell is the same way. Volume shooter. Just not hitting. Just not hitting. I want to see something real quick. Trying to see if I can see the nah. If I can see the her stats from 2024. But I mean, let's look at all of her games this year. And it's not a lot, but she how many games did she miss? 5 games when she hurt her quad? Look at this: 1 of 10, 0 of 7, 4 of 6. That's the game that she came back and lit it up. 7 of 14 against New York. That's the game she was hot. 2 of 11, 0 for 5. Then in Atlanta, she was 5 of 11, and we lost that game. She had 27 points in that game, and we lost. 4 of 8 against Chicago. That was a good game. So she's been feast or famine. She's basically half and half. She's had 1, 2, 3. She's had 3 games where she was 0 for 5, 0 for 7, and then she was 1 for 10 the other day against Las Vegas. So that's might as well be an 0 for. And then that first game in New York when they lost, she was 2 of 11. If she makes one more shot, that game is a different story. So, yeah, I hope it's not some scary health stuff or something, but you never know. You never know. That's abnormal. And I hate when people want to jump to conclusions. So I hope, obviously, it's something legit. I hope it's not anything health related, nothing crazy like that. So I don't know. Um, yeah, it was. I've seen two situations like that. The Kelsey Plum one, you know, I go back to my famous phrase from that movie, War Games. The only winning move is not to play. Just you don't want to sign an autograph, keep it moving. And then I remember last year, um, when somebody was following, they probably weren't following them. They were just regular paparazzi dudes. When right the game after Kennedy Carter hip check Caitlin Clark, and then the dudes was following her when they got off the practice bus and was going to get something to eat, I think it was, and they made a big deal out of that. And it's like this is what it is now. That was the first time you see people reacting, and they made a big deal because somebody was following them. It was a creeper and all that. I was like, nah, that's That's what paparazzi do. That's what they do. You went after the number one player in the league. You didn't think there was going to be no blowback? The truth of the matter is they probably wasn't. They probably wasn't thinking about that. They're not used to it. Even with everything that happened last year, a lot of the women in the WNBA still aren't used to the attention that they are now getting that they always wanted. But they want to put these invisible lines up like, yeah, we want all this attention, but it's got to stop here. It's got to stop here. And it's like, you can't stop that train once it's going. You got to pick your battles. I'm still waiting to hear. I think it's great that, Angel Reese is going to donate some of the proceeds from her Me Bounds t-shirts to help stop cyberbullying. My question is, exactly how does one do that? That sounds great that you trying to help, but how does one go about actually doing that? Like, I legitimately want to know, how do you stop cyberbullying? How are you going to go after and find somebody on the other side of that keyboard if they don't want to be found? Now, granted, you are going to have some people that are careless and stupid and reckless, and they'll probably be easy to caught. But those aren't the ones you worried about. Those aren't the ones really causing any trouble. It's the serious trolls that, you know, 9, 10, 11, 12 accounts. And it, why do you even want to get into that battle? I legitimately want to know, how does one go about solving cyber bullies? How do you solve that problem? How do you go about that? I want to know. You gonna need some more. You need a little bit more than Norton's Mac, antivirus or whatever you, whatever you gonna use to. I don't get it. I don't get it. So, reaching for the sun says Bonner coming back like Rocky. Caitlin will have the same stats as last year, even marginally better. Listen, everybody was on Caitlin Clark the other day because she had like 8 turnovers, and I'm like, once again, everybody's. It's funny if somebody drops her pass, it's a turnover. Now, some of those turnovers were turnovers. She made the pass and they weren't ready. I want to say about 3 of those. I have to go back and look. 3 of those are drops. It's almost like, why don't they have a stat for NFL quarterbacks? When they threw a ball on time, on target, but the receiver dropped the ball or the receiver dropped the touchdown. Where do the stats go then? Because clearly it wasn't the quarterback's fault. And Caitlin Clark threw some passes that were on the money, but the receiver couldn't come up with the catch. Somebody zigged when they should have zagged. Whenever they turn the ball over and the person that was supposed to be getting the pass pats the chest like, my bad, you know it was messed up. You know it was messed up. Yo, Brandon, she in the slump, bro. She's in the shooter slump that everybody goes through. Every shooter in the league, Enrique, Caitlin, Kelsey, uh, who else? Like name a good shooter. Sabrina. Every shooter goes through this. And you know how they get out of it? They shoot their way out of it. They shoot their way out of it. What's up, Freedom Pete? Like the name, bro. What's up? I tried to vote for Bonner on the WNBA website for the All-Star game and could not find her name listed when I filtered for the Fever. Someone check that. No, I think they took it off. I think they took it off. Voters now live. You decide. They took her off. So everybody on this list, I think this is who I voted for before. Brittany Sykes. Brittany Sykes has been playing so well, though. I ain't gonna lie. Brittany Sykes has been balling this year. This was my front court. Brittany, Caitlin, Alisha, Kelsey Plum. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't change any of this. Nafisa, Asia, Satu, Brianna, Aaliyah, Naka. The only thing I could think of maybe is I would get rid of Brittany Sykes maybe and put Sabrina. That's legit. Because Sabrina's been balling too. Skylar Diggins has been balling. Shit, Erica Wheeler's been balling. What the hell happened to Erica Wheeler in Seattle? Where she just flipped the switch and all of a sudden she playing good basketball. Either she was bullshitting in Indiana or they was really pissed off at Christy Sides. I don't know what. Sometimes a change in scenery is good. So I don't know. I don't know. So you're right. Dewanna Bonner is not on the list anymore. Sabrina. So if we filter them by front court, Leah, Alyssa's still on here. Gabby's love them French girls, man. Gabby's my favorite player. I got like 3 French players, man. Gabby Williams, Marine Johannes, and the girl from Golden State, Carla Leet. And Salon. That's 4. The French girls is balling. Yeah. I mean, I can see I mean, who you gonna take off though? If you, I don't mind putting Paige. Who you taking off? You taking off Caitlin? You taking off Kelsey? Because at the end of the day, does it really matter? Because this is a popularity contest. This is a popularity contest. So, Pete, I don't know what happened, bro. She was on there last week, the first time I voted. I didn't vote for her, but she was on the list. So I don't even know. I don't even know, man. Hold on. I am not a robot. All right. Now I'm gonna vote again tomorrow. Then they had a list of the voting. Yeah, look at this. Caitlin Clark has got 515,000 votes. Nafisa Collier, 484,000 votes. Paige Beckers has got 312, which is still pretty good. Chelsea Mitchell's still up there. Andrew Reese, Gabby Williams. Because look, she's still here. Dewanna Bonner's name is still here. So she still got the votes counted. So, but I mean, pretty much everybody. I would imagine that this has probably changed. Sophie Cunningham. you know her votes went up. Lexi's in there. Lexi's number 9. Lexi's number 9. Do y'all realize until this past weekend, Lexi Hull was ranked number 2 in 3-point percentage? I think Pow Pow has caught up and changed that. I think Pow Pow's number 1 now. 3-pointers made, complete leaders. Ryan Howard is balling, man. Ryan Howard should be on the first team All Stars. I mean, for real. Kayla McBride, she had that game the other day where she just went off. She just went off. Her field goal percentage is 47% right now. Tahina Pow shooting 57%. 57%. Good Lord. Kennedy Burke, New York. Kennedy Burke is having a hell of a year, man. Lexi Hull is number 3. Lexi Hull should be the number 2 option for shots with the Fever. I don't know why she doesn't take more shots. And it's not that they're not getting her the ball. It's on her. She does not shoot unless she's sitting in the corner waiting for it. She will not create space and take a jumper. She does not do that. Yeah, she's listed 38, but her name was not on the list to be voted on. So you're right. So she's off the list. Interesting. You figured Ari McDonald will be on there, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. We're gonna find out in a couple weeks. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's a popularity contest, man. Everybody's making a big deal to do that Angel Reese is not in the top 10. And it's like she's still gonna be at the All-Star game. So what's the difference? That's just the ego thing, because the people that love Angel Reese want to say that, get more votes in because she should be a starter on the All-Star team. No, she shouldn't. Not this year. Not this year. And let me be honest with you. If you're gonna look at play, just playing, some people will question if Caitlin Clark should be on there the way she's shooting the ball right now. I would take Paige Beckers or Sonia Citron. If you want to keep it basketball, I love Sonia Citron. She's not playing like a rookie, man. Y'all better start letting these young kids play. Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, Sarah Ashley Barker, Tahina. These rooks are balling. Anissa Moreau, you see what she doing? Every time they let that girl play, she done pulled up with something. She making it happen. Let these young kids play. Let them play. So I don't. But let's get back to the subject at hand. Dewanna Bonner. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know what the problem is. I hope everything is good. And I hope you're right, man. I hope she come back like Rocky, like, you thought I was gone for a minute. Maybe it's something personal that she need to deal with. And maybe she shut her shit down so she won't get a bunch of messages and all of that type of stuff. Man, there's 8 million ways that you can deal with stuff like this. And you know what? I ain't mad at her that she don't want folks in her business. She don't want folks in her business. So period. So yeah, I guess she is retired. I don't know. I'm sure we'll hear something. And if we don't, we don't. I do not think the Indiana Fever will miss Dewanna Bonner. She was a good veteran player. She had a couple good games, and she gave a veteran presence. But we are not going to miss her defense. We are not going to miss her offense. We are not going to miss her forgetting what where the shot clock is when she got the ball in her hands and trying to rush a 3-pointer when there's 3 seconds left on the shot. No, I'm not missing that. So I'm good. I hope she's good. And I hope they do bring back Ari McDonald. However, um, I don't think we need Ari McDonald right now. Who we need is another big. They're gonna have to find one of them bigs that they cut. We need somebody at least 6'2", 6'3" that can get down low and go get some rebounds. That's what we need. Because Aaliyah Boston, as good as she's been playing, Lord have mercy, them rebounds is killing me right now. That's just my little pet peeve with her. You 6'5". You should nobody get a rebound on you when you underneath the basket. Nobody. But that's just not the way she plays. She is not wired that way. She is not a dog. She is not a scrapper when it comes to what's going on under that basket. That is not her personality. It's not her personality. So you're not gonna get that from her. She's gonna get rebounds and she's gonna get double doubles, but she is not gonna own the paint. She is not gonna own the paint. If she could get up and get rebounds like Alyssa Thomas, like Angel Reese, like Dejanay, like Natasha Howard, if she could go up and pull down Nalissa Smith, if she could pull down rebounds like that, Aaliyah Boston would be deadly. I would argue she would be as good as Asia Wilson because Asia Wilson is a forward slash center. Aaliyah Boston is a straight center. And if she had any type of vertical where she could go up, rise above people, and pull down the rebound, if she would do that with any level of authority, she would be deadly. Unfortunately, she is not wired like that. I always tell this story when I was coaching football. Shout out to the GT Stallions, South Jersey's own. I had a kid on my team. His name was Seth Henry. Seth was one of the smallest kids on the team, and he was my Mike linebacker. He was a pit bull. If I told him to go get the ball, damn it, he would go get the ball. That's just how he was wired. One of these kids that wasn't afraid to fight in school. He was on the wrestling team, and he was just a small kid. He was just one of them dudes. But man, it ain't the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog. He was that kid. And then I had another kid who was literally one of the biggest kids on the team. And he was a sweet kid. He was just the sweetest kid in the world. Yes, coach, no coach, always listened to his parents. I think it was like his second year playing football. So kind of uncoordinated, but he getting the hang of it, just enjoyed being out there. He was a really sweet kid. So that is not the kid, even though he was one of the biggest kids on the team, that's not the kid where I can say, I need you to go and take his head off. Not his personality. Aaliyah Boston does not have that personality. And you know what? We knew that last year when the whole situation with Kennedy Carter happened. because Aaliyah Boston was right there and didn't do anything, didn't get in her face, didn't back her down, didn't do anything. The only thing she did was help Caitlin off the court, helped her off the floor when somebody else would have been in Kennedy Carter's face. But she ain't about that life. So is it wrong for me to expect that type of play from her? Kinda, it is. Because she ain't never played like that. Never. She ain't played like that at South Carolina. She ain't never been like that. So why should I expect her to do that now? I shouldn't. That's wrong on me. And she's still playing at a high level. So that's my bias with her. But it's kind of unfair, like I just said, because she ain't never played like that. Never. Everybody making everybody making they're trying to make a big deal because um Paige Becker snaps at the ref and claps her hands, and everybody comes pats her on the butt and said, "Yeah, I wanted to do that too." But when Caitlin Clark does it, she's the devil. Everybody complaining that she bitches and moans too much, and it's like, what game are y'all watching? Y'all have selective amnesia. If you don't like Caitlin Clark, that's fine. But Caitlin Clark ain't doing shit different than a whole bunch of all of these other players. I saw what Asia Wilson did the other day talking about uh, AB was flopping. And I was like, come on, Asia. Come on. You flip flop a couple times yourself. Stop playing. Do I need to make a tape on all the flopping that goes on in the league? Because everybody be flip flopping, man. They flapjacks. Come on. They give LeBron James a run for his money. This is part of the game. This is everybody does it. I need to go find that clip from last year. It was a game in New York where somebody they went for a loose ball, and then the girl thought she got kicked in the face and started holding her face and writhing around on the ground like she was playing soccer. And then when they slowed the replay and showed it over again, and they finally got the right angle, man, that shoe was like 4 or 5 inches from her face. Didn't even touch her. But she writhing around in pain and, acting like she got a concussion. I'm like, get out of it. Get up and keep playing. You bullshit. Everybody does it, man. Everybody does it. Will Day, who you talking about? AB? Who has not impressed you? I missed it. Who's you talking about? Aaliyah? If Aaliyah can manage to stay out of foul trouble, man, Aaliyah might be tops in scoring. Because when she get on, she get on. She's hard to stop. But that's a big if. Offensive leaders, she got to be in here. Like, even with the bad games Caitlin had, she still ranked 7th in offense, even with the bad games. So, I wonder who Caitlin's going to pick on her All-Star game. She's going to break the internet and take Asia with her first pick. Listen, if Caitlin wanted to break the internet, she would get Angel. If she really wanted to break the internet. I don't understand why Angel ain't had her on the podcast yet. If Angel got Caitlin Clark on her podcast, the internet would lose their shit. They would just go nuts. But I don't know why she hadn't done it. She the businesswoman. How come you ain't figured that out? I'm really hoping with Angel. I hope she doesn't do nothing stupid and prove RG3 was right. I'm taking Angel for her at her word. I don't hate Caitlin. We just rivals. We're competitors. It's only when we own the court. I'm taking her at her word. I pray that she doesn't prove Robert Griffin III right. Okay, I got you, Will. You talking about Dewanna, yeah. I'm with you. I agree 100%. She has not really impressed me either. She had a couple good games where she hit some threes. But most of the time, like, I don't want her with the ball with 6-7 seconds left on the shot clock. I don't want her. Get the ball with Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, or Lexi Hall. Those are the 3 people I want with the ball when we under 10 seconds left. One of those three people should have the ball, and Natasha Howard should position herself somewhere in the paint because she's cleanup. So I'm with you on that one. What's up, Tiff? Yeah, she says she all business, but I'm surprised she ain't thought about that yet. So um, that would break the internet. Real talk. That would break the internet. I've seen her podcast twice. I saw her the one time she was talking because I did some homework when she put that comment about uh, holding out for the CBA, walking out or whatever, and I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. You don't speak for everybody. You don't speak for everybody. Don't do that. And she was real. She wasn't flippant about it. She was just real kind of reckless with the talk. And I'm like, you don't understand when you talk about the CBA, everything you say represents everybody in the league. Because the CBA is for everybody. So when you start throwing out stuff and you haven't been to the meetings, I think Dejanay was on there and was like, yeah, you need to come to the meetings. And she was like, yeah, I need to come. And I'm like, yeah, you need to go. You got power because you're the number one influencer in the WNBA. Yes, you got power. Get your ass to the meetings. But you can't speak out of turn because everything you say has a direct effect on everybody else in the league. And everybody else in the league does not have Met Gala money. So she got to be careful. Now, to her credit, she hasn't really said anything else since then. So I'm assuming that maybe Nikki Agumake called her on the phone and was like, hey, yo, let me holler at you, bro. Let me holler at you, young queen. So hopefully there was a conversation had, and hopefully she getting in on some of them Zoom calls and being a part of the meeting, and they can make some things happen. And hopefully they'll play their cards right, and everybody in the W can make some money. So we'll see what happens. Oh yeah. So she needs to go on Angel's podcast. I think it would be good for the fan base. I listen. Y'all remember what happened last year in the All-Star game when Caitlin gave that pass to Angel Reese? The place went freaking nuts. They went absolutely nuts. And I'm like, how come you can't see that? Like, that's a slam dunk. If y'all don't hate each other off the court, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Be that businesswoman that you trying to tell everybody you are. Take advantage. That's a layup. But again, I gotta pull some back because maybe she did. Maybe Caitlin said no. I don't know. The one thing Caitlin is good at is keeping her mouth shut. The only time you hear Caitlin speak is on them State Farm commercials. Sheboygan. She don't say much of nothing unless they press her in the corner and she has to come out and say nothing. But she ain't giving nothing up. She ain't giving the nonsense time. That's what she's not doing. She's not giving the nonsense way. Sometimes I wish Angel would just say nothing. Sometimes she puts herself in situations because of some of the things that she says in the past, in my opinion, kind of comes back and haunts her. You can't say it's okay for you to be the villain and then your teammate got to talk about the crown is heavy. She got a lot on her plate. Well, so does everybody else. But when you a star, you a star. You said it's because of you too. You are a star, and that's what's expected, and that's what comes with it. That's what comes with being a star. The bullshit comes with it, and you got to be able to deal with it. And you know what? We starting to find out that a lot of these women in the W ain't built for that life. They liked it better when wasn't nobody watching. So now they trying to pick and choose. I want the anonymity of when nobody was watching, but I want them new paychecks though. Don't work that way. You got to give something to get something. You got to give something to get something. And a lot of them ain't willing to do it. Or they ain't really come up to a situation. where they had to. What's up, Paolo? My man's from Milan. Nah, I don't. I'm not gonna dive into that, Paolo, because Angel Reese can handle her business. Don't get it twisted. She done had deals with Venmo and Cash App and the Burger King thing and the Reese's Pieces. And like Angel Reese is making a ton of money. Do not get it twisted whatsoever. That's just what we want to see. That's what I want to see. Because I know it would break the internet. Everybody would lose their shit. She come out with that thumbnail with her and Caitlin Clark. Lord have mercy. She would be doing Shannon Sharp type numbers. She would. But, like I said, maybe she asked and maybe Caitlin didn't want to do it yet. I don't know. I don't know. But don't get it twisted, man. It's like, and like I've said before, y'all know, people that rock with me know, Tiffany, you know this, Brandon, you know this, Carlos, you know this. Um, I'm a Caitlin Clark fan and I'm an Angel Reese fan. I like both of them. I can do that. And I can criticize both of them. I can do that too. I'm a realist. I'm an ex-pro athlete. So the first thing I do after a game is watch film. That's how I was brought up. I'm old school. I rushed for 200 yards, and the coach will rewind the one play I screwed up on 7 times in film sessions. That's how I grew up. No matter how good you are, you can still find something to be better at. You're never perfect. You're never good enough. You can always go find something that you can work on. That's how I was brought up. So when I watch Caitlin Clark, I love her seeing them logo threes. But you better move your damn feet on defense. You better fix that damn body language. Angel Reese, I love her getting all them rebounds and me bounds and whatever the hell you want to call them, because can't nobody seem to stop her. But guess what? You better start hitting them damn buckets underneath that basket. You better learn how to dribble better if you're going to be a distributor and start bringing the ball down the court. You have got to get your handles right. I know my man Brooklyn is like, yeah, Angel is a lot better. I'm like, in my opinion, she ain't quite good enough. Not saying that she can't get there. If Angel develops a legitimate, consistent jump shot, man, y'all better stand out the way. As big as she is, as fast as she is, and quiet as kept, Angel got some good ass hands. Now, she might not be the best dribbler, but she got some thievery in her. She can rip that ball for you because she got reach. So if she works on the right things in her game, man, listen, she got potential, but I don't know. I don't know if she ever gonna reach it. She ain't gonna do it in Unrivaled, and she ain't gonna do it going to too many Met Galas. You gotta spend the whole offseason in that gym, in the lab, getting it done. And the funny thing is, I saw this the other day. I don't know who it was. One of these 4 or 5 year veterans had got their first career double double. I was like, "What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. She been in the league 5 years and she getting her first career double double, and Angel Reese averaged that shit as a rookie, and you got people out here trying to call her trash. Man, y'all better stop playing with me. You can not like Angel Reese if you want to, but keep it basketball. If she getting her own rebounds 4 times, that means there was 3 other times that somebody on the other team that's just standing there watching. She ain't on the court by herself. And if I'm coaching a team and she get 4 offensive rebounds in a row, I'm cussing somebody out. You pulling splinters off the bench if you letting that happen. Hell no. That's, to me, that's a coaching issue. You got somebody on defense standing around watching. Man, again, I'm old school. I'm old school. I don't know what the situation is with Tyler Marsh. I don't know if he's gonna make it through the year. But I know this. I know all of them losses ain't on him. When as a team, they couldn't hit water at a beach shooting the basketball. Tyler Marsh don't shoot jumpers. He don't set picks. He don't get rebounds. Tyler Marsh don't do that. Stephanie White doesn't go 1 for 10 from 3. Stephanie White don't turn the ball over 15 times in the game. Stephanie White don't do that. The Coach Man Bun down in Dallas, he don't miss all them shots. He don't do that. They don't practice that in practice. I'm big about that, man. The women on the court have to be accountable for their play. So you know what? Indiana should have won that game against Las Vegas, but Caitlin Clark couldn't hit a mirror in the bathroom. So yeah, that's on her. She got to shoot better. She got to shoot better. If she makes 2 threes, two more threes, that's a whole different conversation for that game. Everybody else held their own. Asia had AB had a good game against Asia. Kelsey Mitchell finally hit some threes. And Caitlin was the one that was sticking up the joint. So that's just the way that it goes. But I believe Caitlin gonna shoot herself out of it. Just like I believe Angel. Angel keep having these bad games. She feasts the famine. But you know what? Angel gonna have more good games than bad games. But how both your bigs have a double-double and y'all still lose? The same way Caitlin Clark dropped 27 against Washington and still lost. I think that was either Washington or Atlanta. Can't remember who it was. She dropped 27 points, had a great game shooting from 3, and we lost. So sometimes it don't matter. Sometimes you got to get a little bit more from other people on your team. I said this last night watching the finals. If you watch the NBA finals, answer this question for me. When Tyrese Halliburton went down, who was the Pacers' other star player? Who was the other star player? It was quite evident that they didn't have one. Because once Tyrese went down, nobody else could step up. Nobody else could get it done. Here's another comp. When Juju Watkins went down, I was waiting to see Kiki Iriafen just take over. Now, the game Juju got hurt, I think Kiki ended up with like 30-something points, 32 points or something like that. She ended up with a good game. The game afterwards, though, they put it on her. They shut her down. I think she had 13 points. And I'm like, I need you to dominate. I need you to go up and dunk. I'm tired of seeing your highlights when you working out in the off season, you dunking, but you don't never dunk in the game. I'm tired of seeing all of these, bullshitting around and these women dunking, but they don't want to do it in the game. Erica Wheeler gave an easy feed to Dominique Malonga to dunk in the game, and she didn't dunk. She gave the BS layup, and you could tell Erica Wheeler was mad. She was mad about it. So, listen, if you got some people, I saw somebody, I think it's some football player's daughter or somebody else is coming up that can dunk. And I'm like, man, I don't want to hear that shit no more. I don't want to hear it till you do it in the game. Toby Fournier over at Duke. You did all of that dunking up in Canada. I don't want to talk to you until you dunk in the game at Duke. Ashlyn Watkins in South Carolina. You playing this year. Your knee should be healed by now. I need you to dunk in the game. Well, if your knee still, if it hurts your knee, then don't do it. I don't want to see Brittany Griner dunk no more. I need somebody else to do it. One of these young cats to do it. So that's just waiting for somebody, because if the minute that one of these women dunks in the league, they're going to write their own ticket. And you ain't even got to do it a lot. Just do it once. I want to see Dominique Malonga just jam on somebody, just nasty like. And I know she can do it because I've seen her do it when she was playing in Euroball. She can get up. She is tall and can leap. And she got them long ass arms. That girl can get up. One hand or two. I need to see it. Uh, you see, clock it out anytime on the puke. Outside of the pick and roll, her game is completely nerfed doing that. Well, again, she brought the ball up a lot against New York. Nobody had a problem because their shots were falling. You know what? That's what I'm gonna try to do tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna try to do tomorrow. I'm gonna go over the tape from the Las Vegas game. And the only thing I'm gonna look at is the open shots missed. If you were contested, if somebody's in your face, okay. But I want to see all of the open shots that were missed. That's where people lose games. The open shots. You had a wide open shot. You created space. You did everything you had to do to get that open space. And when you got it, you couldn't drain it. That's how teams lose shots. Or that's how teams lose games. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting very I'm getting so tired of all of the bullshit content with people like with the clickbait and the headlines. And I'm trying to keep it basketball. And I'm like, everybody is, the honeymoon is over for Stephanie White. I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about? She ain't going nowhere. They want to insinuate like Caitlin Clark is at beef with Stephanie White. And I'm like, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop. Jason Whitlock says lesbians and straights in the Fever team are infighting. Coach is lesbian also. Let me tell you what's wrong with this phrase right here. When you said at the beginning, you said Jason Whitlock. Problem. I don't patronize him. I don't watch his content. Um, so rather than to spout off on how much I dislike him, I just don't watch him. So I'm not knowledgeable enough on the shit that he says, and it's all bullshit. But he got one of the bigger platforms, so he can say that shit. But I don't watch it. So yeah. Jason Whitlock is like Mordor. Sauron, the name that shall not be mentioned. uh when you give 100% practice every day, no stop at the point you can make. Listen, Paulo, do you think Katie Clark went 1 for 10 the other day, right? Is that what it was, 1 for 10? How many shots do you think she made at practice? When Kelsey Mitchell was going through her slump, she said as much. She said as much. She was like, do you know how many shots I took at the warm-up, the pregame warm-up? Like, I just saw, damn it, I wish I would have saved it. I just saw a video. It was probably from 2 years ago. It was Flau'jae, LSU's Flau'jae Johnson, and Paige Beckers working out together. And they were working on their moves, ball handling, creating space, and popping up jumpers from three. And they were working on this move, and the dribbling part, Paige got it, but she couldn't make the shot. And you see her get frustrated and all of the stuff that she went through. She must have missed like 20 shots before she finally hit. And it's like, that's just everything she was doing looked exactly the same. She still looked good. She still looked smooth. She still had ups. She still had good release. She still had good handles. All of that stuff was right on point. The ball just didn't go in the bucket. And everything looked good. What else can you do? Some days is just not your night. And some days turn into more days and turn into 3 days and turn into a slump. But you got to shoot your way out of it because it's not going to last forever. You got to shoot your way out of it. So, what up, Shanks Pony? It's all good, bro. We talked about Bonner earlier. I don't know. I initiated Shanks. I initiated the Ted Lasso rule. Like Roy Kent said, it's none of our fucking business. When she wants us to know what the deal is, we'll know. Same thing with Stephanie White. We all know there's something going on. I think it's Lisa Salter's mom or something like that. Her wife's mom. So that makes sense to me. If at any given time you might have to break home because your mother-in-law passed away or something like that, that makes sense why Stephanie White wouldn't want to go on a trip, on a road trip. Dewanna Bonner is a little bit different. You a player, you still active. So, and again, when Indiana pulls her banner from the rafters from the balcony there, that indicates to me that both parties had a conversation. Because if they knew it was coming, she was coming back, they would stick with the story of she's taking some time, she's dealing with some issues right now, but we can't wait to have her back. And her banner would still be up there because it would be business as usual. She's dealing with something, but she's going to be back. The minute they take her banner down, that means it was a mutual conversation. It was a two-sided conversation. Now, that doesn't necessarily had to be adversarial. She could have made a decision and they could have been like, okay, it could happen like that. So I don't know. I don't know. Kev, no, they don't. They ain't got to say nothing. Nobody got to say nothing. And let me be honest with you. I hope they keep it like that. I hope she don't say shit. And when she officially retired, maybe she'll give an answer as to why whatever it is. I hope she don't say a damn thing. People are going to lose their mind, and I love it. And like I said earlier, when players don't give the information that the media wants, the media starts making shit up. And some of that stuff is off the wall. It's crazy. No, they do not. The franchise has an obligation to make money in the best way it knows how. That's what they have an obligation to do. Point, period, end of paragraph, full stop. These organizations don't owe you nothing. They putting the product on the court, they putting the merch out there, and they promoting it, hoping that you will buy. If Dewanna Bonner is not helping in one of those measures, she gone. If she not gonna help sell jerseys or whatever the situation is, trust me, they understand the loss because, like I mentioned earlier, Dewanna Bonner was a marquee name for that team, and all of a sudden she's gone. So that's a lot of revenue that they're losing because somebody was buying Dewanna Bonner t-shirts and Dewanna Bonner jerseys. Somebody was buying it. So Indiana didn't want to lose that money. I guarantee you, Indiana did not want to lose Dewanna Bonner. But by taking down that banner, they cut their losses. And they're gonna sign somebody else. What else you gonna do? This is business. This is business. Nothing personal. I mean, Shanks, that's an extreme example because Tom Brady didn't do that. But sometimes things happen. If Tom Brady, like, how many football players do you know that missed a game or left early because their wife was about to have a baby or something like that? Happens all the time. All the time. Well, such and such is not playing this week. His wife went in labor on Thursday. And then I just told him to stay home so he wouldn't have to make the trip across country. He should be with his family. They do that all the time. That is not uncommon. All the time. So, yeah, man, it's one of them things, man. It's one of them things. If y'all want to shit, I can hang on for a little while longer. 12 o'clock, I'm gonna try to cut it off, but I will oh man. Let's do it. I dropped the link. If anybody want to jump on and got something to say real quick, we got to keep it quick. Make them quick because I'm gonna be out of here in about 20 minutes. So T Steel, it's a sad thing that the Fever has to deal with. She just wasn't what she said she was. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Stephanie White coached her, so she knew what she was getting. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't, that's a situation where they hired Stephanie White. You knew Stephanie White was going to bring some players over from Connecticut, that only makes sense. She gonna bring some people over that she comfortable with. I ain't mad at her for that. I'm not mad at her for bringing Dewanna Bonner. Not in a little bit. Not even a little bit. So she just, I guarantee you, Stephanie White didn't know she was gonna drop out, walk away. I bet she didn't know that. Or maybe she did. I could be wrong with that too. So I don't know. I just know that she ain't here now. So they need to get back to business and find a big to replace her. Who they gonna get? Who are they gonna get? I'm trying to think who got cut. Who got cut that's still sitting out there that we could use as a big? We need somebody that's 6'3", 6'4", that can got a little jump shot and can play some defense. So who are we gonna get? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know who's available. Me, like a dumbass, I'm thinking about it. I was like, man, maybe we need to go get Deja Kelly. Deja Kelly, 5'8". I'm thinking of names, but I'm not thinking practically. I'm not thinking logically. I'm just thinking of names that pop up in my head. And I don't know who are they going to get that's going to replace her. We got to get a big. We got to get somebody that can offer some resistance in the paint. So we'll see what they do. They got to get somebody. I don't, in this situation, Ari McDonald is not the answer because we still got Sid Colson. Sid Colson's been playing relatively well. She doesn't score a lot, but she knows how to distribute. Sydney Colson, let me say it like this. Sydney Colson is better than Erica Wheeler was at the same position last year. So I'll deal with Sydney Colson. Don't assume that everybody on that team knows what's going on with Bonner. Don't assume that. Don't forget that Bonner met a lot of them girls this year. They might not be the best of friends. They might not, and I'm talking about they might not be friends to the point where somebody wants to share what's going on in their lives. That don't just because they on the same team does not mean that they always hang out together. It doesn't work that way. You got to look at a locker room the same way you would look at high school. You got cliques. It's just it's much smaller, but everybody don't hang out together, and that's okay. You ain't got to. Only thing you got to do is touch and agree when you step on that basketball court. Y'all ain't got to hang out and go to karaoke every night. Y'all ain't got to do sushi and mimosas every Tuesday. You ain't got to do that. Y'all ain't got to do that. So I don't know what they're gonna do. Very interesting situation. By the way, if y'all haven't done so yet, please hit that like button. Smash that like. Make sure you subscribe. I see some new faces in here, so please subscribe. And also, don't forget, we are moving in July. We'll probably do it at the end of July, August. All the basketball content is going to Pro Fan Hoops. So don't forget that. Uh-oh. So yeah. All my basketball content is coming here. Pro Fan Hoops. Everything. So I'm slowly matriculating it. It's all gonna come over here. So do me a favor. Make sure you go to Pro Fan Hoops and subscribe. I gotta get a new thumbnail up. I'm working on it. But yeah, this is it. So go to Pro Fan Hoops, subscribe. I'm up to 107. Probably about another couple of weeks, I'm gonna start doing all my live streams from there. So, but right now, I'm just putting the content together here on Pro Fan Talk, and then I'm just uploading it to both places. So it's got a lot of, you see, I got a lot of movies and stuff. So I got content on there, and it's the same stuff. There's a couple of things like right now, what I'll do is like when I record this video, I'm gonna load all this stuff up in Opus Clips, and I'm gonna have Opus Clip send it directly there. Now, the one thing I got to say about Opus Clip been kind of pissing me off because I put some stuff on TikTok the other day, and I must have had 20, 10, 15 people was like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? This makes no sense. And when I watched the video, Opus Clip had randomly cut the beginning and cut the ending, and it just has me talking for about, it was a short. It was like 28 seconds. But at no time in that 28 seconds it cut off what I was talking about. So everybody was like, what are you talking about? Who got fired? Like what's going on? So that was crazy. Oh, my boy RC jumped on. Hold on. Get him on the stage before I get up out of here. RC, what's going on, dude?
Yeah, so can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so I'm just wondering, like, did she get cold feet, or if she was just like, you know what, I made a mistake, or because they said she took everything, all the FIBA posts down from off
I
her
don't
IG.
believe that. I don't believe that.
You don't believe it?
I mean,
Yeah,
let me say it like this. It's possible. It's possible. I don't believe that that's what happened. I believe that and let me say it like this. When you are a pro athlete at that level that has played as long as she has played, you don't make a decision like that without a good reason. So I'm going to assume that she has a damn good reason to do that. Because when you are an athlete at that level, you just don't do that. You don't want to do your teammates like that. It's just, I don't know. So I'm
they
just,
keep saying personal reasons. They
yeah,
keep pushing and peddling personal reasons in front of us.
right. But I'm going to assume that she's got a damn good reason. I don't think that it's something haphazard. I don't think that it was kind of off the cuff or like very nonchalantly. Obviously, she's got a damn good reason, because why would you leave a pretty good team? Indiana is better than what you had last year.
Yeah, I mean, they say because maybe she averaging career lows. I don't want to use that term like, oh, she's washed. I really don't want to use that, but they like, okay, what does she have left in the tank? I
Yeah,
mean,
but
she could have
even
been
if
somewhere.
she could have, and even if so, let's take that to the next logical step. Let's say she doesn't have much left in the tank. Why would you quit in the middle of the season, though? That's
You got
so.
me right there.
So if you don't have much left in the tank, then come off the bench, get your 10 minutes a game, and keep it moving. And if you play your cards right, you get in the playoffs, and maybe you can get in long enough to make a contribution because you're a veteran and you've been in these situations before. So she's still somebody that adds value to the team, regardless of what her production is. You'd be surprised at how much you can get from somebody, and all they doing is sitting on the bench. NFL teams got guys like that all the time. They know this guy is his best years are behind him, but they want that veteran presence on the squad because he's got something. He's got an intrinsic quality that young players gravitate to, or he can drop some jewels of wisdom on them to help them get to the next level. To me, that's what Dewanna Bonner is, that type of player. So again, I'm going to assume that she got a damn good reason why she would just walk away. If you are
Yeah,
a professional athlete to make it to that level, it ain't really too much quitting in your DNA. She done been through a lot worse than what's going on this year. So for whatever it is, and somebody said it in the chat. I don't know if it's true, but they said it in the chat. They said that her Instagram, she's still following all of the teammates. She just wiped all of the team stuff
oh
off
wow.
of it. I've seen people do that before and did nothing happen. Ask Micah Parsons how
Yeah,
that's working out. So, I
because
don't know what's up with her,
respectful.
man.
If she wanted to like cut ties, she could do it in a respectful, roundabout way and be like, and then the FIBA could, they have a spot then,
Well,
because she
they
just
got a
kind of
spot
sitting around.
now. They got a spot now.
Oh,
But
okay.
that will, when they do make a move to get her replaced, that'll let you know with the finality of it. That'll let you know that,
Yeah.
hey, it's not personal. This is business. And right now, we gotta make a move. You made your move. Now it's time for us to make ours. So that'll happen soon enough.
Yeah, I gotta say, I probably agree with that. It's just so much, rumors and stuff out here. It's just you can't listen to all of what you're hearing. So
Nah,
it's just
man.
There's just
Yeah,
so much
absolutely.
going around. Talking about she regretted that she came to play with Caitlyn, and because I was
Yeah,
excited when she was coming here. You know, that she for me, I was like, that's my the free agent signing that I like the most. But the
yeah.
productivity ain't there. The
And
productivity
and
was never there.
and again, let's play that out. Maybe she don't like playing with Caitlyn. That's okay too. But you still got to be a professional because this is going to go one or two ways. This is going to go one or two ways. Either and this is what I believe, she's going to have a legitimate reason, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh, I understand. I understand why you didn't want to say anything. So we wish you the best." Or she gonna come out with some bullshit, and people gonna be like, "Yeah, man, that's some bullshit. You quit. You quit on your team."
Mm,
So it's gonna
yeah.
play itself out one way or the other.
And I guess the only other thing I really want to say is like I think they do need they do need to get a wing on this team some kind of way. You know, it's
Um,
gonna be kind of hard to do that, but I think
y-
the people need
y-
a wing player,
I agree. I just need
an
somebody that's six three
athletic
or
wing.
above that can jump. That's
Yeah,
what they need.
athletic wing. There we go. Yeah,
I like
athletic
Lexi
wing.
Hall. I like Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hall are both the same player. The benefit going to Lexi because Lexi is a much better shooter than Sophie. But Sophie's playing all right. Sophie gonna give you them hustle balls and all of that type of stuff. Lexi is the same way. And Lexi Hall does not get enough credit for how good she is of a rebounder. Lexi can
You
jump.
say you say you want to see Lexi shoot more, but I don't think this
Yes.
is the team that's gonna allow her to do that though.
No, 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 no. I
All the
know that.
shot.
I agree with
Yeah,
you.
right.
I
Yeah.
agree with you. But the last three games, Lexi Hall passes up open shots. Now she
I can
passes up
yeah.
open shots to run the play, but when you the top in the top three in 3-point shooting in the league, I need you to shoot that route. Especially when Caitlin Clark, the way she's been shooting lately, and her and Kelsey Mitchell, you got to have a third option. And Lexi Hall is it. I don't want Natasha Howard shooting threes.
I
I
agree
don't
with that.
I don't want to see that. I'd rather see Aaliyah Boston shoot the three than Natasha Howard.
Yeah. I
So I
definitely
want to
agree.
see
Yeah.
Lexi technically should be the number two option for shooting threes. Caitlin's going to be the number one option, even though her percentage is shit right now because she's the star. Lexi should be number two because she ranked at until yesterday, until Tahina Pow did what she did the other day. Lexi was number two in the league behind Kennedy Burke. So, and I think if you looked at the number of 3-point shots, I think Lexi was number one. But in any case, she's the best option for shooting threes. Not Caitlin, not Kelsey. It's Lexi Hall. But to your point, she's not going to get that many shots.
You
That's
see
why I
what you
say
mean by not passing them up? Because Sophie, she might not, be the best, but she ain't passing up. The ball come to her from the perimeter, 3-point range. She gonna shoot it. Sophie gonna shoot.
yes.
It might go in, it might miss, but she gonna put that thing up.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. So we'll see what they do. Hopefully she'll open up a little bit. Um, the closer we get to this. When is the Commissioner's Cup final game? When is that?
it's July 1st.
Oh damn, they got a long way to go from now. Okay.
Yeah, July 1st. I just feel like Victoria Saxton, when she left the Fever, I feel like Michaela Timpson is in that spot now where it's like in no woman's land, where it's like they don't want to, we don't even know what this rookie can do.
I don't know
That's
what
crazy.
Michaela, but when Michaela gets in the game, she looked like she's lost. Brianna Turner looked a little bit better the other day, but Michaela Timpson, the time she's been in the game, and granted, it's been mop up duty, but she did not
Right.
look like she was comfortable at all. What's up, Elaine?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Real money. As of today, it is Tahina Pow. I already looked at the stats.
Yeah, I thought it was Pow Pow too.
Yeah, it's Tahina Pow had a game last night.
I don't know how we gonna come back, Marcus. When we down, bro, I don't know how we gonna come back because like defense, it's not really there. It's adequate at best. Like when we get down, like we did to the Aces, and who we played before the Aces when we get down, the Valkyries. It's like, how can we come back if we don't up
Man,
our
listen,
defense?
to me, in my opinion, it's very simple. It's very simple. When you make a defensive stop, you kind of convert on the other end. If you make a stop, make the shot. That's how you win. If you make a stop, make the shot. You go back and look at them games, print out the report, get the PDF of the report of the game, and you go down and you look at every time Las Vegas or Atlanta or the Valkyries, you look at every time we got a defensive stop and if we scored on the other end. And then once you find that out, then you go back in the game and you look at every, and this is just what I do, and I've started doing this. You look at every open shot. Versus Las Vegas, you look at every open shot that Caitlin Clark had and how many did she drop. I'm not talking about when she's driving to the lane. I'm talking about open jumpers. Not contested. Not when Asia was in her face or somebody was playing good defense. I'm talking about Indiana ran a play. It was successful. And whoever had the ball had an open shot, had a good look at the bucket, at the basket. Did they make that shot? And against Las Vegas, in that second half, the answer was no. We couldn't make the shots. That's why we lost the game. There's only so much Stephanie White can do. Because we're not having these conversations if Caitlin Clark would have been 3 for 12. If she would have made 2 more threes, it's a different conversation. But she didn't. She in a drought. She like what 3 and 47 or something like that the last 3 games. She's been horrible.
Yeah, it's no good. No good right now.
So for me, that's the difference. So it's not, to me, it's not about doing anything different. They play good enough defense. Aaliyah Boston pretty much had contained Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson got hot in the fourth quarter, but in the macro, Aaliyah Boston did a very good job on Asia Wilson. I was impressed.
Yeah. She was a beast. I think pretty much like three quarters she was a beast, and then I think like she just started running out of gas. But Boston, I mean, I was excited by her performance.
Yeah, she had a good game.
Yeah,
she had a damn good game.
I just felt like in that fourth, I don't know if we could probably stamp that up to maybe conditioning, stamina, but it seemed like she was running out of gas just a little bit.
Man. Again, man, it's dude. I look at the fourth quarter, and you look at
one of the things I'm curious to see now is like, will Stephanie White say, you know what, I gotta have Boston be the number one option? Like will that ever occur? Will it ever get to that point if this continues? And I think that's a question.
I don't know. I don't think
bad shoe.
I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what it's not like what they're doing is not working. It's just not working in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's true. Second half woes.
So
right.
You can't. Maybe they need to switch a little bit something up. But again, here's the problem. Here's the problem. This is the problem right here. You see all the missed shots?
Oh man, that's rough.
That's the problem.
Ouch. Yeah, that's no good right there.
Exactly. That's the problem. And then so when
I'm guessing all them threes out there is probably Caitlin, I'm pretty sure. all them blues. Definitely that's Caitlin.
Caitlin made 3 shots in the paint. She made this mid-range right here, right in front of the free throw line. She made 1 3-pointer. Look at all these other missed shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She missed 10. She was 1 for 10 from 3. Or
I don't
was it
know
one for
about
10
I
or one
don't
for
know
12?
about you. I don't know about you, but I was saying when she was driving late to the cup, when she was dashing and driving and scoring, I'm like, where was this at earlier, Caitlin? Where was this at
Because
earlier?
here's the let me be honest with you, that don't bother me because that's who she is. She is a volume shooter. Because
Yes, she is.
we not
To a
saying
fault.
this. We're not saying this when she hitting the logo three times in
True,
38 seconds,
true,
right? I agree
true.
with you. If the shots is not falling, then she got to get to the rack. She got to penetrate. She got to bring the defense to her, and she can distribute the ball because she's a good passer. But if you a shooter, how do you get out of a slump? Keep shooting.
Keep shooting.
So she gonna do what that's her thing. So we
Or
gotta
you know,
be willing to take the good with the bad.
the other thing is if you're trying to get out of a slump, you get fouled. Go to the free throw line, see the ball go in. That's the other way you can get out of it.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, but it's just again, like you got to remind people that when she scored, when we lost to Washington, she dropped 27 points and we lost.
Yeah.
What's the excuse there?
I
She
can't.
she was making her shots, she was making passes. It just, I don't know. They got to figure that out.
Yeah. Hopefully she'll come out of it.
Yeah,
When
she
you know
will.
when we play Seattle, that's who we play next. You know when we
Yep,
play them,
tomorrow.
I done forgot. Oh, that's tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, that's tomorrow.
That's
I'm gonna have to check that out.
yeah, tomorrow at 10 p.m. I'll be live streaming it. I'll be live streaming it.
Okay.
So that'll be a
Okay.
good one because my favorite French player is playing for Seattle. Gabby Williams. That
Yeah.
girl is no
Yeah.
joke.
You know another French player that's good, Marine Johannes. Oh,
She's my second
she can
favorite
shoot.
player.
Yeah, she can shoot
Gabby
that
Williams,
thing.
Marine
Yeah.
Johannes, and what you call it, Carla Lee for Golden
Yeah.
State.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the Valkyries balling. I guess that's the last thing I'm gonna say before I get out. The Valkyries are balling. They over 500. You know, they say what expansion? We,
coach, coaching
we
matters.
expanding our win. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Coaching matters.
But yeah,
So
I just wanted to hop on for a little bit and chop it up with you.
I appreciate it, man.
That great channel you got over here, man. Appreciate what you're doing, shining some light on the ladies' game.
Appreciate it, man.
So
I'm
salute to
trying to
you.
get into I want to start getting more when I get the other channel up. I'm gonna start doing more Euroball. My nephew is playing over in Australia again, so I think he's playing in Perth. So I'll be doing some Australian NB1 basketball. So yeah, man,
Okay.
we'll be going international, man.
Okay.
So
All
and then
right.
I'm gonna do this channel, the Pro Fan Talk is I'm gonna still do a little bit of basketball, but it's gonna be Philadelphia Eagles stuff. So
Oh, okay.
we splitting it. So the hoops site is up and ready to go. So I'm just kind of biding my time. I'm trying to build it up a little bit before I
So
send it off pretty
which
soon.
one is the hoops channel though? Which one you
Pro
got for the
Pro Fan Hoops. You see it?
Oh, okay. I ain't even
Yeah.
I know I ain't I feel like I knew you had two channels. I want to say I feel like I might be subscribed to the other one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check when I get off.
I haven't really promoted it. I haven't really promoted it like I should because I'm just filling it up with content right now.
Yeah.
So, but eventually, I'm gonna launch it officially probably at the end of July, and
Yeah, we
then
definitely need NFL back. I feel like
yeah,
NFL been gone for 2 years and it
yeah,
hasn't, but we need it back.
yeah, I'm ready to go. I'll be at some games this year. I'm trying to do some things different this year, man. I'll be going. I'm hooking up with one of my boys, who's a cameraman. I'm gonna try to go with him to one of the games as a backup cameraman or as a runner. Um, yeah, man, I like the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
I like
get
the
you
behind
some
the
good
scenes stuff.
footage.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna try to get back up to NFL films one of these days. Um, yeah, man. I'm big on I'm trying to make a concerted effort to to study the game a little bit more. I even contacted one of my cousins. My little cousin is an assistant coach at Xavier of Ohio in Cincinnati.
Oh
Because
wow.
that's where I'm from. She's an assistant coach, and I hit her up on Facebook. I was like, "Yo, cuz, you got to hook me up with some X's and O's on the court." You know, I could tell you
Yeah.
about a 4-3 defense or a too high safety shell. I could tell you about that, but drawing up plays on a basketball court, I'm lacking. So I'm trying to step my game up in the X's and O's on the basketball. So, but I got some cool stuff coming up, man. I got some cool stuff coming up. So we keeping it
you know
moving.
what, man?
Keeping it
Hey,
moving.
I don't know what's wrong with the Sparks. I have no idea. They 4-10. Like Kelsey Plum going over there is not moving the needle, bro. I thought they were gonna be better.
They
I
got
like
time.
the Erica hand.
They
Yeah,
got
they
time.
got 30 games.
Man,
Try to figure it out.
people underestimate how difficult it is to gel with your team. It don't happen automatically. She's still learning. She got a whole new squad. Why you think the same thing happening in Las Vegas? Why you think they on the struggle bus?
Man.
I don't care
Yeah.
how good Becky Hammond is. Becky Hammond ain't on the court.
I don't know, man. I'm drawing question marks around Becky Hammond because I don't know. I don't know if
Man,
she's a great coach. I thought she
listen,
was.
let me ask you this before I get up out of it. And you got to answer it. It's a simple question. Do you think Becky Hammond forgot how to coach?
No, I don't think she forgot how to coach.
No, she didn't. The bottom line is the players that she got on the court up until the other day when they beat Indiana, Jackie Young, she was just playing okay. Jewel Lloyd was playing okay. And then when Indiana came to town, they went off. And things started clicking. Becky Hammond didn't do anything different. And if the Fever would have hit some shots, they would have took another L. So that's the silver lining with Indiana. When they lost to New York, when they lost to Las Vegas, if they would have shot just a minuscule bit better, they would have won those games. So that's the silver lining in it. But at the end of the day, they got to make their shots. Las Vegas made their shots in the fourth quarter. We didn't. That's why they lost that game. So Becky Hammond didn't forget how to coach. Stephanie White didn't forget how to coach. It's the people on the court, man. It's the people on the court. So you saw what Chelsea Gray did. Chelsea Gray went off.
Yeah,
She was a star of that game.
Yeah, Chelsea Gray slammed the dough.
She was a star of that game, not Asia Wilson.
So Asia brought it in the second half, though. We'll say that.
But even in the second half, Chelsea Gray took that game over. She took that game over. So, it is what it is. Everybody get a turn, man. They're gonna have their ups and downs. Right now, Caitlin is in a slump. Kelsey Mitchell just got out of her slump. Caitlin Clark is trying to get out of her slump. Now watch. Caitlin gonna have a game coming up. She's gonna drop 30 on somebody. And she's gonna be like 4 for 6 from 3 or something like that. That's just the way it happens. She ain't shooting anything different. She ain't practicing any different. She shoot the same number of shots in practice and warm up. She do all the same things. The only difference is the shots weren't falling.
And she's gonna drop 30. And it's a roller coaster ride for those of us that are fans of Caitlin. It's a roller coaster. It's like we at Six Flags. It's like we at Six Flags. We going up and down, 30 points, 12 points.
But listen, man, I gotta get up out of here. I gotta go to sleep.
Okay, bro.
Man.
Okay. All right, man.
Hey, but listen, man, I appreciate the conversation, bro.
Oh, no, anytime, man.
Everybody on the chat right now, make sure you hit subscribe and like. Come back tomorrow. We got another late game tomorrow because tomorrow the game don't start till 10 o'clock. So it'll be a late stream. So all my people's on the West Coast, you'll be able to tune in. It'll still be relatively early for you. Us on the East Coast gonna be on the struggle bus come Wednesday morning. So, but yeah, man.
All right, I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna
all right, RC.
later.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right, peace.
So yeah, we gonna keep that moving, man. And I will be up tomorrow. I'm gonna have I'll put the thumbnail up together tomorrow morning. I'm about to go to sleep right now. So but yo, conversation was fire tonight, man. RC, I appreciate you coming on. Elaine, appreciate you checking in. Kev, the PRF, as usual. TSG, Rare Rock, I appreciate you. Real Money, I appreciate you. Dog Water. um, who did I miss? Adrian Nicole, I appreciate you. Bringing the heat. And y'all know, Adrian, I like to have more women on my show in the conversations. I got two sisters, and they wouldn't have it any other way. So bring your friends next time, Adrian. Shanks Pony, I appreciate you. My man Paolo in Milan. That's my dude. T Steel, AC Chi Town, everybody, man. We had a good conversation tonight, man. Brandon, um, I appreciate Tiffany always chiming in. Um, so yeah, man. ATK, unaided foot. That's funny. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Come back tomorrow night. I'll probably have the mics open probably around 9:30, 9:45. We got a late game tomorrow, so we're gonna have some fun, man. So y'all have a good night, be safe, and I will see y'all on the morrow. All right, peace. Have a good one.